Happy Sunday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 365. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I have a cute and kind of simple card for you tonight, and I'm going to pick multiple winners for this card. I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second, and if you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I will let you know when I'm done messing around with the camera. All right, so hold on. So hopefully everybody had a great weekend so far. I mean, it's Sunday, so it's not done yet. Okay, so I'm going to swing this down and soft landing. There we go. Okay, got to tighten this up a little bit. And there we go. And squish in a little bit. I think we are good. All right, I think I'm done messing around with the camera. Okay, so again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. If you place an order in my online store, you can use the host code YANXMXHU. And hi, Sherry, welcome. You can use that host code in my online store when your order is under $150. When your order is over $150, do not use that host code because I want you to receive the free hostess benefits that you get to pick out. Lindsay33.com is my email address that you can request a catalog. Now, if you do not have a demonstrator that you're working with, I would be happy to send you these catalogs. Now, the first one, that one is the annual catalog, and the second one is what we call, the demonstrators have been around for a long time, they call this the holiday mini catalog. It's available from September through December. All right, so the card that we're going to be working with tonight is featuring from the holiday mini catalog. Now, I have a few things to talk to you about, but we're going to be working with the snowy scenes, and this is a suite. Now, a suite means that Stampin' Up! Took some time and put things together so that the stamp set works with the dies, works with the paper. So this is a suite collection. The number is 164130. Now, if you do not have that, I highly recommend it. Because, I mean, how many cute things do you see on that page right there? A lot. And I have done several Facebook Lives featuring this particular suite. Okay, so a couple things we want to talk about before we get going is, let's see, that one's done with already. Hopefully you guys have had a chance to, register for our virtual event. That happens to be next Saturday, the 23rd. And we have 8 cards that you'll be playing with. And so our next event will be coming up sometime in the beginning of the new year, so look out for that. Be sure to check out the online exclusives. There's a lot of new ones that came available. Now, this is not a publication. This happens to be me spending a lot of time printing out these particular pages because some demonstrator actually put this together, and I really like it. So that way I could say, okay, I can look and see what is included in, say, like the Happy Hibiscus bundle. That actually has a, what do they call it? Hybrid embossing folder. Now, what we're also going to be playing with tonight is from the scrapbooking brochure. And that happens to have, let's see, where is it? Okay, Snow Day, which is an actual scrapbooking workshop kit. It coordinates with what we're actually playing with tonight. But Stampin' Up! Also has a new stamp set that's included. And so I am going to be putting this to work tonight in with our card. Okay, so the scrapbooking brochure, check that out. There are some new products that Stampin' Up! Has released, and it's two-tone cardstock, and when the next catalog is available, all of our families will have a two-tone cardstock coordinating with it. And also don't forget about the new White Willow cardstock that used to be called Close to My Heart's White Daisy, and we brought that into our line as well, and that is a 12 by 12. Now you could scrapbook with it, or you can also do home decor, and you can make cards with it. So check that out. All right, so do you want to see what we're going to be making tonight? It's a cute little card, and we're going to be playing with, like I said, Snowy Wonder and the die set. Now, Wonder, we're going to be using most of the dies because we're going to be playing with the Designer Series paper, and then we're going to be using the Snow Day Fun. Now, these two, when you purchase them together, you save the 10% as a bundle. And so let's show you the card. Now, isn't that adorable? I'm not going to show you the inside, but do you have any tips for need a handy for the virtual event? The virtual event, Sherry, you will need like normal products and greetings for most of the things. Like, let's see. You're going to need kind of like, if you have your take your pick tool, everything will be cut for you. You'll need glue, your adhesive of choice, Wink of Stella, if you like that, dimensionals, mini glue dots, things like that. Heidi will be kind of sending out an email saying, like, with card number 1, you need this color of ink pad. And for me, I will have several different color ink pad choices just in case you don't have all the family colors. I do, but I'll list I have to send that out tonight to Heidi, and then she could type that up, and she'll generally have that sent out to everybody. And then, let's see, we'll be playing videos on Saturday, and then it's 1 through 4. That would be Heidi, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8 will be me. And I think it's pretty easy, but she'll send out an email for it. So, all right. Okay, you are quite welcome. So this is the card, and we're going to be using the Designer Series paper as a focal. Now, I had sent out snow globes to people for the virtual event, and I had a lot cut up, and so I decided to use this in our card tonight. So I'm going to show you how to use the Designer Series paper, and it's going to kind of come to a middle. So there's going to be kind of like a point there, but it's going to be hiding. The idea is to kind of use up scrap. So if this is centrally focused, like, so this is the one we're going to actually make, but I have 2 other samples. So like this one is using the house and the house, as you can see, and then the inside. Now the snow globe was cut out with the snow globe die, and so is this one. And so I thought that the pumpkin pie would be perfect with trees here. And so I'm going to show you when you have a piece of cardstock or Designer Series paper cut up, and it's kind of a funky piece. I'll show you how to, do something fun with it and something different. Okay, so let me show you. Again, this is the Designer Series paper. This is the one with the pink snowflakes on the back. And then this is a piece of the Designer Series paper, so it's 3.5 by 5 1/4. I have a piece of scrap here, which is a 1-inch piece. And then I have a piece of basic white, which is 5 1/4 by 8, and it is scored at 4. And then I have a piece of Poppy Parade, and this is 5 1/2. That should not say 8 1/2. It should say 4 1/4. So let's just change that. So 5 1/2 by 4 and 1/4. Just in case somebody wants to come back in and remake this particular card. Now, if you don't have snow globe, but you have designer series paper, you could use something else as your focal point. So this could be like a flower or a greeting. So it depends on how big your greetings are. So this is that. I'm just going to let it sit there for a few seconds because it allows people to come in. I'm shaking my water. Allows people to come in and then get the dimensions, cut their cardstock up, and then get it ready to go. And then they can stop and play. All right, I'm just going to take a drink. I like to put in Walmart's version of Crystal Light, and they have this blackberry lemonade, and that is my favorite thing to drink, besides margaritas and energy drinks. And I cannot have an energy drink on a Sunday night, just to let you know. I want to be able to get to sleep and get up for work tomorrow at a decent time. Okay, so we're going to do our stamping. Okay, so we're just going to use this scrap piece, and we're going to stamp our greeting, and that is going to say, "Let it snow." Now, you could certainly make this card. This is not necessarily a Christmas card. This is more of a winter card, and we're going to use the inks tonight. It's going to be Pool Party, Poppy Parade, and we're going to use Garden Green. Now, these colors happen to be in the globe, pretty much. And then, all right, so we're going to open that up. And I'm going to grab my grab my silicone mat in a little bit, but we're going to get that going. So we're going to do some stamping, and this is going to say "Let it snow." And I'm going to do my Poppy Parade. Oops, I got some at the top there. Perfect. And see, that's why you just go tap, tap, tap. You don't squish, squish, squish. So, yeah. And then we're going to cut that up. So I'm just going to snip that off because I can use this at another point in time. And we're going to just cut this out. Now, there are no dies for the words, so you can fussy cut. You can do a kind of like a tag. Any type of die could go in here. All right. And I'm just going to round that corner just a little bit. There we go. And that is, that turned out pretty quick. Okay, so that was good. Okay, so now we're going to actually do some more stamping on the inside. Now, I have some scrap pieces of paper here that I am just going to line up, and I just want to make sure that if I cross over that little tiny line there, that my fold, okay, I don't want to ink over my fold. Okay, so we are going to use the burr. Burr. And we're going to use Pool Party. And we're going to stamp off. So just going to stamp off. And we're going to start at the top. So you can barely see that, and that's okay. All right. And then we're going to start there. We're just going to do 4 little lines. And then we're going to make sure that that goes there. And then move that over. So this is going to be the inside of our card. And one more line. Because we want to make sure that, so there's going to be a winner for this card, right? And so whoever you send this card to, hopefully they will like it. But you can certainly use your greeting there. Now, we're going to close that up again. Just want to make sure. And then we're going to close this up. And we're going to open up the garden green. Now, in the snowflakes here, you got garden green and pool party. So that's where I'm getting my ideas from. And we got this large snowflake here. So we're going to just tap, 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 stamp down on that, and then start. Now, one thing about doing this is when you do, hi Nancy, welcome. When you do something like this, you want to stamp it creating a triangle, okay? So when you, it's called it's the vision of threes, okay? So you're creating a triangle between those things, those and those pieces, okay? So then now we're going to go to the next line of the snowflake. So stamp off. So you can stamp in the middle, and you're going to create a triangle with those 3 words are hard, doggone it. Okay, so then now we're going to go with the smallest snowflake, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, see now how that looks? Very pleasing to the eye. Then if you wanted to, you could certainly do some pool party snowflakes with the little guy. I could show you what that looks like. I did not do this on my original card. I made a boo-boo with, see, and you don't get a lot in there because you're taking off some of the color. You're stamping off. Ooh, I almost did it in the dark green. No. Okay, so, I mean, you don't really see that all that much. But I had inked up my finger in it. And I had to figure out a way to make it look normal. I think, let's see, was it this one? Nope. It was the one with the house. I mean, it's okay. There's a tiny bit of color there, but, you know. All right, so we are going to just take a second, and we are going to move that off here. Oh, there's a little. I'm going to clean that up. There's a little bit of glue on there. I don't know why, but I do not like glue on my scrap piece of paper. Yes, Nancy, I haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing well. All right, so we're just going to clean this off. I don't like to leave the ink on my photopolymer just because they can as you can tell by this one, they can certainly take on the color of anything of your red tones. So like, I mean, that was, you know, pool party. So, I mean, this really, you know, kind of a pretty color, but you could still see right through it to help placement. So there's no problem with that. But I like to clean them off. Okay, and then we're going to stamp our penguin, because, you know, if I mess up my penguin, then we're flipping this whole thing over and doing it again. You know that, right? It's because I love penguins, so that's just the way I gotta roll. All right, and we're going to put that little penguin down right there. Woohoo! He's a beautiful little penguin. And then we are going to take, now this is the light pumpkin pie, and we're going to use that to color his beak and his feet. All right, and then now we are going to use, now we did, or I should say I did a little surgery on my snow day, because when you go into the scrapbooking, this is one piece, and so Stampin' Up! Had like kind of like a thing that held the words together. So this is, you know, the intention was a nice header for your scrapbooking. Well, you can certainly see the edge right there, and I cut it off. So I did a little surgery because I wanted it to fit in my card. Now, that doesn't mean I can't use this for a scrapbooking page if I did scrapbook. I'm sorry, but my kitty cats do not get outside, and it's not like I have kids, so therefore I don't have any grandkids. And my niece and nephews, I should say, my nieces and nephews, they're a little big. They do not go sledding or skiing or anything like that. Yeah, and plus they're in different states. Except for I have one niece and one nephew that do live here. But, all right. So, snow day. And so this is going to be a perfect card to send to anybody who likes winter. Now, if it's a birthday, you could say happy birthday on that card, right? Okay, and so those are, now I'm going to pull this out, and I am going to clean, squeaky. That means they're nice and clean. Again, the Simply Chamois does come 4 times as this. I know I cleaned that one off, but I just wanted to make sure I got the in pieces and my little penguin. I cut mine into 4 so that when I have events, I have a chamois at each table. And then, like today, after I get done stamping, I will go and rinse it out until it runs clear, and then I will let it sit. Okay, so now I'm going to take this card and I'm going to give it a nice crease with my bone folder and make sure that it has a nice burnish. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, and we are going to cut this out using the globe. Now, the other one that's more of an oval, that also has a die. And all right. Okay. Now I just dropped my snow globe. Okay, so here we go. we are going to cut this out. I have a kitty cat that needs to get fixed. She's having a moment. All right, and then I don't know if I can cut this. See, I did this once and I cut them both at the same time, but then I had a little color underneath, so hopefully this will work. So I did that, and we can go like that, and put the other one so it doesn't move, and we're going to put the other one right on top, and then we're going to slowly put that through. Now hopefully that works out. If not, we'll be just trimming them up a little bit. All right, so these Post-it notes are done because that was, see how there's a little bit of pink at the end? Well, I think maybe it's not intended to do them both at the same time. So what we can do is either trim that, or we could take a sponge dauber and green it up. Okay. So let's try that first. So seeing as how this is garden green, grab the garden green paint pad and a sponge dauber. Luckily I had one just sitting right here. And we're just going to kind of hit that. And we're going to kind of do that around the whole thing. Seeing as how we're doing that here, we might as well get it all the way around, and then it looks like it's supposed to be like that. Get a little bit of texture all the way around. Now you can also do that. I didn't intend to do that, but you know what? We could do that with the pool party around the globe. And that kind of maybe might help. Let's try that. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so let me get a clean finger dauber. Where do I have? All right, let's try that. Dump that, and we'll just kind of hit the edges, and then we'll show you what it looks like. What's the difference between, this is just kind of giving it a little shadow. See, now how cute that turned out. Okay, and then I generally just go in and rinse these out until they run clear and just let them air dry. And then I can reuse them again. I don't, necessarily sit there and have one for each color because I don't really, I use them, but I don't use them all that much to have one for each color. I used to be able to do that back in the day when, I don't know, when I first started, just doing, things like that. I did do that. And I put I went on, my computer, and I made a label for each one and then taped it on there. And when that color retired, I made a new one. Okay. And I put a little adhesive on the back side here. And I'm just going to lay that down. And then that stays right in there, just like that. I mean, how darling is that? I mean, just, you know, even if it wasn't a penguin, it would still be darling. Okay, so I'm going to leave that sit because there is a little adhesive on the back side, and we're going to put dimensionals on there. But I am going to get the paper trimmer, so I'm going to show you how I got that. All right, let's move that over here. Okay, so this happens to be 3.5. Okay, so this is also 5 1/4. So that is that little blue dot right there. That's the center. So I'm going to take this corner and put that in the channel, and I'm going to line up that hole. So, or that little tiny dot. And when you have a corner, don't put that as your first slice because it's going to sometimes muddle up your point and you're not going to have a point. So now my point should be point rather than having it kind of mushed by another piece. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Now that's technically not a point right there. So I'm going to start with that and I'm going to finish down there. So put that down and start. And so now I have that square. And so then now I'm just making sure that that's lined up where I want it to be. And I am going to bring out my silicone mat. And I'm just going to turn this upside down so I want to be able to see where my points are so that they line up properly. Now you could certainly use another Designer Series paper, but because it's snowing in my snow globe, I liked the garden green of the color here. So that is why I chose this one. It doesn't really matter. I could have used the one with the houses or something that had the Poppy Parade in there, but as you saw in the other ones, it didn't really matter. So I'm going to take this and I am just going to use my adhesive. Just going to use the seal and go all the way around and at the point. All right. That is just very sticky stuff. Okay, so then now I'm going to line up my points so I could see that better. That's why I have the dark background here. And make sure that it's all the way over to the edge and then just lay that down. Okay, so then now we just want to make sure that we have the card facing the right way. We're going to put adhesive here and give that a nice border all the way around. And so see, you're going to be able to see when you open it up, the color of Poppy Parade is enhanced by the background of this. And then we're going to put dimensionals on here. And I'm just going to line this up. I'm going to do 3 of those on here. This is Designer Series paper, so it's not cardstock. It's a little flabby. So I want to make sure that everything stays and it doesn't sag. So it has a better chance of sagging than it does if it was a piece of cardstock. So I want to give it basically good bones, good structure. And then we're going to put one in the middle. Okay. So then we're going to take this at a slight angle, stab, and grab those backings. And I'm just going to use my finger and just flip that around. Okay, I think that's enough. I'm going to take that and throw those away, and then grab another set. And they come off pretty quickly. Okay, so I'm going to put my lid back on my People Poker. Where do you think I got the name? Because I am the people it pokes. And I am going to set that right there. I mean, like, how adorable is that, right? Okay, so then now we are going to take the Let It Snow, and we're going to put that over here. Now, because this is on dimensionals, that means that this piece over here needs to have a dimensional on it. And then that means that this over here is going to get adhesive, so it stays flat. Okay, all right. So I'm going to put my silicone mat here, put that on with adhesive, take that off. See, I fight with those little buggers. And I am going to lay that. I don't want to hit my tree, so I'm going to lay that right there. Okay, so we're not done yet. We are going to take some of this ribbon, and we're going to snip that off. This is the pom-pom ribbon. And we're going to make a knot. Don't tell me I didn't cut this long enough. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that is going to go right there. This is just sweet ribbon. I love it. Okay, we're going to grab the mini glue dots. All right, we're going to put that right there. Okay, and then we're going to put that back. So then now we have the snowflakes. Now I like to take and dump several snowflakes in there and then make it so that they're flat. And then we're going to take the glue, the liquid Tombow glue. We're going to put 7 of them on here. My nose tickles. Sorry. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So we're going to go back in and grab a large one. So 1, 2, 3. So those are 3 big ones. And then we're going to go 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 little ones. Okay. Now we're going to let that sit and dry. And then, okay, I'm going to put that back. Put these guys back in their bin. What are you guys doing? Huh? Okay. Now we're going to grab the Wink of Stella. And we're going to hit the edge, kind of the chunkier spots. There we go. Then we're going to clean that off. So I'm going to just grab a piece of scrap paper and swish that off. And then we're going to do the trees. And then his scarf. Okay. Now, I mean, how adorable is that? And then we're just going to kind of hit some of the snowflakes that are prancing around in the air. Just want to push that one back down. And there's kind of some snow. So we're just going to kind of squiggle around the snow. Okay. And then we're going to go to the inside. And again, we're going to just squeeze, shake. Do not ever squeeze. This is getting kind of low. Do not ever squeeze over your project. Ask me how I know that. Because I did that once. Actually, let's just say we did that more than once. And I might have even done it on a Facebook Live. And I did a blob. All right. So the Poppy Parade is opaque enough so that you could see the burr underneath and some of the snowflakes under there. Okay, and so we'll just clean that off. See, there's some Poppy Parade on there, and you just want to wipe it until it's clean. All right, so now we are actually done with the card. So what do you think? Isn't that a cute snow globe? All right, so would you like to win this card? All you have to do is do a thumbs up or a heart. That gets your name entered into the drawing to win this card. If you leave a comment, all you have to do is say hi. That gets you entered into the drawing to win this card. And if you share this on your timeline, number one, that helps me out a lot. And number two, you might have a friend that is on your timeline that you don't know hasn't touched their stuff in a while. So maybe seeing this video might inspire them to break their stuff out, create a card, and send a card, and then make someone's day. Thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Sunday evening. Now also, for those of you who do forward this, that means that that person also gets a chance to get entered by liking and leaving a comment and then them sharing. So you're also spreading the joy. Ha 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 ha, not me. But technically, yes, spreading me. I did not know I was going to say that. Thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Sunday evening. I hope you have a great week.